back to another Escape from Tarkov video. Today, following on from last video where I said Shootout Picnic took me an absolute lifetime to complete, this is one of the main reasons why. So I started off, obviously, on woods. I just killed the sniper scav and jumped up into my favourite spot. I'd seen these two boys below. The first guy on the right had killed this guy that you can see just off to the side of my screen now, and this guy was scoping out this other guy that he just killed. So I was scoping out this guy, watching this guy, waiting for this guy to kill the guy that he just killed. So when he killed him, I killed him. And then I'm like, right, 3 bodies there. As soon as I moved, I started to get shot at. So I was nearly the next person in that line of people shooting at people there. It turns out when I got down there, it was just 2-man. The first man I killed, and then the second I died. So I just cut that bit out and moved on to the next one. This is literally all that happened in the next one. I spawned in, I ran for like 20 minutes and then got clapped, just as easy as that. Next one, took in the AK that I'd already built up from last time, stuck a Bravo scope on it. Seen this guy that was just opposite my spawn, I spawned at Scav House and moved around, and then heard him shooting at Scavs down there. He was lagging around all over the place, so it was really hard to get a clean shot on him, and then when he got behind this tree, he just vanished. So I decided that we were going to just slowly push over to him and see what I could see. When I finally moved over there, we seen this little Timmy running against the back wall, so I'm like, well, I'm going to shoot you because you're just dangerous if I leave you alive. Took a shot, missed, took a shot, hit, took a couple more shots as he ran off through trees, and I'm just like, dang, totally fucked that up. I start strafing to my left, and little did I forget about this guy was still here, and he just clapped me, easy as that. So in 3 raids, all I've done is basically die, and I've only gained 1 scav out of all of those. So next up, go back in with just a Mosin, no armour, nothing, just the Mosin on its own. Decide that I'm just going to go and hunt for the PvP, and if I die, I die. This guy had an SV98. I took shots at him and completely missed, and the mad bastard jumps off the cliff through that little gap that I was aiming at, right there. He literally just jumps, so I'm guessing he broke his legs, healed up, and then moved off, because later on, I'm shooting at him from the top of the mountain, he's literally over here, so I've come down after shooting shots at like 400 meter plus with this rifle, and I finally got an advantage on him, because he'd stayed around. I think I hit him once because I've got a 450 meter shot as my longest shot now, which is from this guy, I'm pretty sure, from the mountain to here. And when I'd come over, I was still trying to get a decent visual on the guy. I knew we were like somewhere in the compound, and I really didn't want him getting over to the RUAF. It turns out it was literally just by this rock. So I seen him come out, and I'm just like, oh hell yeah. Shot, missed, hit the fucking rock behind him. I was so disappointed about that, and he's just sat in this little ditch. He stands back up. As soon as he stands back up, he starts doing this mad strafe because he's not a noob. I hit him in the stomach, I'm pretty sure, there, and then he proceeds to sit behind this rock, so I'm like, right, keep strafing left, get an angle on him. We moved further over left, and just as I get up to these bushes, he literally starts making a break for it, and I missed my 1 chance to actually get a clean shot. If I'd have stopped just a little sooner, I'd have got him, and instead I panicked and shot way too fast and missed. Now, we'll hear a few shots in a sec, and we even see the sparks coming in from over the top of the containers there, just in front of us. And this was him dying to a scav. I'd chased him so hard and made him panic so much that when he walked in, there was just a scav waiting with, I think, either an AKM or something, or a hunter or something like that, and he just gets clapped. So I'm still unaware at this point, so I've snuck in from round the back here, and I took it pretty cautiously. I pulled out the hunter because it had like half mag of rounds left, and it's just this scav just sat here, so headshot him, double tap to make sure, just in case, although I knew he'd died anyway. And then I walked around the corner and just seen this slew of bodies on the floor. 2 scavs, the one that he'd already shot in the first place that made me realise he were here, and then the second that I just killed there, and then his body. After I just had a quick pan round, looted up everything, took the, oh yeah, an ADAR, that's what he had, an ADAR off the scav, took the scope off it, threw the gun, took the SV98, which is how I knew it was the same guy, because he'd killed the sniper scav, grabbed that, and then ran away. So I was just like, alright, Can't believe I've just chased around the map. He had an intel folder, which was really good. I'm assuming he took that from the safe as he ran through. Some attachments for the night vision, TATM. The lunchbox that I needed for the quest. Took some fresh meds off him. And then we got the hell out of there by running to outskirts. Nearly ran out of energy through that, which was pretty bad, but we managed to make it work. Found some stuff over by the med shack. Did a quick scav run where I found something absolutely amazing. Actually, two things. First, this exfil, which we found in the stash at the top of the mountain. And then when we were coming down, I dropped into this spot here, and I seen something gold on the floor. I'm like, oh, a chain. Turns out it wasn't a chain, it was a fucking roller. I have never seen a roller spawn on this spot ever, but there it is. So I dropped a shitty flash hider and grabbed that. Found in raid, couldn't be happier. Moved on down to Sawmill and seen the guard here over the top of another dead guard. So I shot him in the face. Easy kill. I was just like, I wonder if Sturman's actually still up and around here. So I went a bit cautious, cleared inside of here because he likes to sit around in dark corners. He wasn't there, and I seen his head just peeking over grass in distance over there. So I was just like, awesome, I can get a free kill on Sturman right here. And I lined up the shot nice and easy. Had to sort of speed it through the middle of these trees, but at the end of the day, I still got him. And then Scav took his place, which once he turns back, I just shoot him again. Now, I know that the standing defense decreased quite a bit there just from doing this, but in terms of rewards from Sturman, you can't ask for like better than the rounds that he gives, the attachments and the weapons. It's free guns. It's literally free guns, and as you'll see in a sec, when we search his backpack, we get the labs access card as well, which once we get access to the flea market, it'll be super good money. Now I panicked a little when I was looting here because I'd seen the card and forgotten about the fact that I hadn't examined the labs access card before. So when I'd seen the card and when it was just greyed out, I'm just like, oh my god, a key card. Oh shit, is that going to be coloured key card? And no, it was just a generic labs key card, but what it's like to dream, eh? But with my time only being 3 minutes, I didn't bother sticking around to loot the guards, so we got the hell out of there. So next raid, I took the Mosin that you just seen me using, back in on the PMC, completely naked again. I was just, same again really, just trying to get PMCs and the rest of these scav kills. I walked up here and this guy had a fucking shotgun with, I'm pretty sure some form of buckshot, but I let him waste all his rounds, and then the moment I heard that clicker, just stopped, aimed, shot him in the face. Literally moments later, I'm still on top of the mountain and dead. And that's how that raid went. And then we come back in. We made a decent rifle, and the moment I moved forward, because I put the voodoo on it, expecting all engagements to be reasonably long range, nah, there's a guy straight in front of me full automatic weapons, and he killed me off. Next raid, took in the XKS that I got off one of the guards from an earlier scav raid. It wasn't not important, I literally just ran around and picked up loose loot. They were only like 10 minutes on the timer. We'd seen this Timmy running about shooting scavs. Took some shots at him and he took cover behind this tree. He was lucky that when he were on the floor prone facing towards me that I ran out of bullets because I was spamming my shots. So trigger discipline for anyone that's out there using a DMR. It'll really help you in the long run. Try and place your shots more accurately into key points, because I could have just one-tapped in there rather than spamming 10 shots into grass and one into him. Threw this nade, but I knew it wasn't going to reach because of the timer on the fuse. Only a 3 second compared to RGD and stuff like that. So when he finally peeks out, he actually does aim for a shot, because I don't think he has any heals. I shoot him once more in the chest and he ultimately falls over from 4x damage. Now I'm scoping out the camp for ages, and then we finally see this guy at a range, and this was probably my best long range kill so far. Is it 261 meters, I think it is, and yeah, he gets absolutely owned. When we finally moved on over there, it was literally just a case of reorganise the loot. We'd seen this extra dead body. This is the first guy. This wasn't the guy that I killed. He had an MPX and a load of other fantastic goodies. I wasn't bothered about taking the armour because it had already been zeroed out. It had taken probably quite a bit of money to repair it. It was only level 4, and by the time I'd have fit it into my rig, I'd have had to have chuck down at least one weapon, or my own weapon, or the battery, and I wasn't going to really part with either of those things, so I took what I got, went over to the next guy. This is the man that I killed. He had all guard loot, so I'm assuming that he's killed off Sturman or picked up loot from Sturman. I still wasn't confident about looting around the rest of the map after I'd looted this guy with what I had. The MPX were a really good find because the recoil and that's only like 37, so good weapon to quickly rinse people down in early wipe. Once we'd done that, we just got to our skirts and got the hell out of there, and that got most of my shootout picnic scavs just from sitting around outskirts for a bit and around Sawmill, so I was pretty happy about most of that. And then we came on to the final raid that actually did complete me shootout picnic, but we had such a terrible time with this one. So this guy, he probably had a terrible time as well compared to me, but when you see the end of this raid, you'll know exactly what I mean. So we tapped him there, and I thought he'd died, and turns out he didn't actually die where I thought he'd died. We killed the scav. When he'd fallen, I'm just like, okay, I'll move over, and I thought he died right here where I'm stood, and it wasn't. He actually moved, and the scav killed him in this corner, so I took everything that he had. He had a T5000 sniper rifle, and I was like, that's pretty good for a level 23. Why are you rocking in this? M62s. So I was like, okay. I took the bag that he'd thrown down over here because I didn't have one. I came in like pretty much naked with the SKS. We took the scope off the sniper scav's Mosin, threw the bits of loot off this guy, and then a mini war broke out pretty close by towards me as I was jumping up into my spot. I thought about going and checking it out, but I was like, nah, too many trees, and I've only got like an Osiris T5000 which is zoomed into like, well, yeah, this much, and then the SKS, so I decided to leave it, sat down in my spot, and I was scoping out for a while, and then I actually seen the guard sat here, so I'm like, well, I need arm stamina, so let that come back for a couple of seconds, and then as soon as my stamina came back, Chris headshot on this guy. The moment I shot him, another scav just came and took his place, so I shot him too. Easy double kill there for my scavs. I was looking around, didn't see no. As soon as I started to move back, Sturman started firing, so I'm just like, well, I guess I'll just take a look and see if I can see where he's shooting from. After scoping it out for a couple more seconds, I get into one of the most awkward PMC fights of the wipe so far. So I hear him walking up below me, and I'm just like, alright, he's pretty close. I peek him, and I'm just like, he's already really close. So I've thrown the nade over to try and push him into this corner. Threw a nade further just in case he decided to run away from that one, and now he's just trapped below me. He doesn't actually know where things are coming from, but again, trigger discipline. I spam all my shots, miss every single one of them. Come back over and decide to take my time a little bit more. Hit him with the first shot of the pistol. Hit him like 2 or 3 more times there. Not sure exactly. He hits me once in the stomach and the leg. Start reloading magazine for my SKS. Throw the flashbang down, although it really does not do absolutely jack shit, same as all the other nades. I don't know what it is about nades in this game, but for me they just can never seem to get him to kill anybody. Run down, fat finger my console after spamming shots at him because I'm useless, and then go to shoot him in the face, completely skim top of his helmet, shoot him in the helmet. I check my ammo, which is absolutely fucked. I'd have to reload my SKS entirely. I'd have to either switch to the T5000 or shoot the singular bullet into his face and hope that I kill him, which I do not. I shoot him in the arms. I'm like, fuck, I'm out of bullets. I'm out of bullets. All I've got is this, and I no-scope him. I was really actually amazed that I hit the no-scope, but we'll take it. As I started to loot him, we pretty much pieced everything into my bag, and his bag, it was stacked pretty much on bags. Had a quick peek, and as I came back to loot his body again, the fucking server absolutely prepared. And I lost connection. I tried reconnecting over 10 times. In the end, Alt F4'd. When I'd finished, I came back to the menu to realise that I'd only got half the loot that we got from that raid. The quest was complete. I'd got the scav kills, only it had not given me any XP or allowed me to keep any of the loot from like the last 5 minutes of raid. So I said goodbye Tarkov, and I'll say goodbye to you guys because that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.